Hey, welcome back to another episode of Street Style with Rene Brune. Enjoy the show. A quick one today. Okay, before I start, I'm just going to do a quick one today. I just want to thank some of the new subscribers to my channel. I appreciate everyone who subscribed to my channel and watches my videos. Although I know a lot of the new ones lately are strictly for the photography. So shout out to John Devitt, John Pio, I don't know if I pronounced that correct, Pouw, Ken Cox, Willie Ford, MTGK9, Toyib Mohammed, Frank Ludwig, and Chris 973. Sorry. So a quick thank you to all you guys who had recently joined. I appreciate that. I appreciate you watching the videos and offering some feedback. So I was hoping to get out today, but it's Ireland. It's January the 7th, and of course it's raining. So it's a rainy Sunday, start of the year and cold. As a photographer, what can you do? You can't get out with your camera. You don't have an opportunity to shoot people in your apartment. Not that I'm saying you should shoot people, it's against the law. You can photograph them, but don't shoot them. Although there's a few people I would like to shoot. So today I'm just going to go through very quickly a few documentaries worth watching. I'm going to try to add some clips to this video. I'm not doing it at present, but I'm going to try to do it in the post-editing. I don't know if YouTube will, knock them out or give me a warning over it. So I'll definitely keep the audio out, but I'll try to throw some little clips. So today I'd like to talk about Bill Cunningham. Bill Cunningham, there's a documentary called Bill Cunningham, New York, a film by Richard Press. Bill Cunningham was a New York Times photographer. I wouldn't say necessarily a fashion photographer, and New York Times wouldn't employ a street photographer, but Bill had a philosophy that all of the next season's fashion you'll already get on the street now. So he would go around. He was quite an old man. I'm not sure. He started when he was quite young, but the documentary is based in his older years, 70 plus, and he would go around New York City with his camera, an old film camera on an old push bicycle. He always had this blue Rain Mac that cost him like $10. He said, why buy a new jacket when a bit of gaffer tape will fix any holes and stuff in it? Very thrifty. So he would go around New York and he would take photographs of all the fashionable people, street fashion. He'd get patterns, designs. It's a really, really good way of watching street photography and fashion combined, and how he approaches people on the street. It is definitely worth watching. You can watch it on iTunes for definite, although I'm sure you can download it or buy it in other media stores. It's a really good documentary. Another one would be War Photographer, a film by Christian Fry. And this is about James Nachtwey, a war photographer who covered the apartheid regime in South Africa and the IRA in the north of Ireland and Cambodia and stuff. It's a really brilliant and gritty hands-on look at war photography and the effects it has on you as a photographer. And he has a lot of very early point of view footage where he had a little camera attached to his hot shoe to film the photographs he's doing. And it's, I wouldn't say disturbing, it's upsetting in some scenes when you see what goes on. And I'm not going to give too much away. War photographer James Nachtwey, absolutely brilliant. The next one, The Pursuit of Colour, McCurry. Now the name McCurry might sound familiar to you. National Geographic photographer Steve McCurry. He is the one who took that famous picture, the Afghan girl, and found her years and years later to take a portrait of what she looks like now. And He said he often wondered what she would have looked like if she kept her natural beauty, if she had been taken away to the West and been westernized and adopted instead of staying in Afghanistan. Needless to say, this documentary has a bit on that story, but it's not about that story. It's about him going out looking for colour in photographs and his journey. It's very good. Again, this can be gotten on iTunes as well as other media platforms. You should be able to buy it and download it. And the last documentary for anyone into fashion and erotic art would be Helmut Newton, The Bad and the Beautiful. I didn't know much of his work, in fairness. I came across a book maybe 20 years ago of his in a bookshop, and in fairness, I thought it was very good, but I was like, I'd never photograph beautiful people like this in these exotic locations. And some of the stuff he's done, like, you know, is fairly erotic, but this is his whole story, and it's really good. Now, if you can't find those documentaries, and they are worthy of buying, in fairness, on Amazon if you can get a DVD, although no one really watches DVDs anymore, but they're definitely worth purchasing. You'd watch them over and over again. There's some good photography films. Johnny Depp, Minamata, about a photographer who was asked to go photograph a power plant that was pumping polluted water into the local water supplies, and it's causing all these people in the area to get poisoned. I'm not going to go into too much detail on this. I was very surprised that Johnny Depp did this movie, although it is the type of genre he would do, but he plays this character so well, so well. It's really, really good. Definitely worth a look. Another one that's very good, and probably my favourite of the movies but based on a true story, is the Bang Bang Club, based on 4 photographers in South Africa during the apartheid times, and they worked for the Morning Star newspaper, or maybe it was just called The Star. I haven't watched it for a few weeks now. Funny enough, I watched it so much, but it's basically following them around during apartheid, you know, when they go into the different camps between the Mandela Boys and the ANC, and a lot of action, very gritty, lots of good camera work, great story, and if you get a chance to read the book as well, highly recommend it. And the last one to finish off your Sunday movies, Salvador with James Woods, based on the story of Richard Boyle, a photographer who covered Northern Ireland and Afghanistan and, you know, El Salvador. This story follows him going around El Salvador. He's broke, his missus left him, he's leaving LA, he goes down to El Salvador to get news pictures, you know, to make some money, and he comes across the death camps and the various regimes, and again, it's actually based on a true story. It's really, really good. I'd highly recommend it. So that's it for today. I'm hoping to get into the city centre in the next week. There's a pro-Palestinian protest on, or anti-Israeli protest, Palestinian, pro-Palestinian, and ceasefire protest. And I think that'll get some good street shots. I haven't done that type of work for a while. So hopefully I'll get some new stuff. And thank you very much again for watching and subscribing. Enjoy your weekend.